Hey, what's going on, FinTwit? And what up, NFL personnel, uh, front office management, whoever, Jerry Jones, I got a message for you. Do yourself a favor, draft a Michigan defender. Not Deion's kid, not that running back, not another wide receiver, Jerry. Mason Graham, Kenneth Grant, Will Johnson, that's where it's at. But yeah, anyways, turning to the markets, hell of a comeback this week, right? We've got semis, uranium, software, green energy, uh, beta in general, just leading the way today. Hell yeah, we love to see it. And yeah, so I want to dive into a couple of free rotation reports we put out earlier this week, and it was just peak macro tour, right? That's where we're at. Everyone's talking about the macro. Last week we had the conversation with Don Corleone. Uh, Great conversation, right? But the whole time we were just macro this, macro that, macro everything. But it's earnings season. The world is not ending, at least not yet. And yeah, so the earnings are taking over, and we have a few notes from the earnings I wanted to get to. Yeah, basically at this point, the businesses, they're still investing, and they yell inflation, and you know what they're going to do? They're going to find more ways to create deflation. We've got Ah, yes, the government spending from years and years ago. Remember the Biden bills? Yeah, all that spending that everyone's whining about that's going to bankrupt the company or the country. Well, that's still ongoing. Remember the rural broadband project everyone's whining about, BEAD? Uh, yeah, that's actually starting in May, right? And we've just got all these funding bills just coming down the pipe, and they are hitting the economy later this year. So yeah, tariffs are going to slow things down, but we've had a lot of supply chain issues, and maybe that's a good thing. So I don't know. I just thought we should point out some of these positives here in honor of earnings season. Oh, and one more we've got here. Yeah, so everyone's worried about the tariffs and inflation in China. And I think the companies are like, hey, guys, we've been trying to cancel China for 3 years. We've already got pass-throughs in our contracts, price pass-through, so it doesn't hurt their earnings. And while it might hurt the end consumer, it'll hurt us in cases, but in general, not really. And yeah, so anyways, let's not be so negative these days. Let's not focus so much on the macro, at least for another couple weeks. And yeah, with that, let's get to some charts. Oh man, and I shared this one the other day on the rotation report. Yeah, so coming into yesterday, gold miners were outperforming the Mag 7 by 70% year to date. Have you ever heard of such a thing? Like, that's insane, right? Like 70%. I know the world's ending, Trump's going to blow everything up, but that's still big, right? I know the Mag 7 is at the end of the Mag 7. The AI bubble, I don't think it's dead. It might be, but 70% in 4 months is just wild. So, like, come on, expecting a little reversion makes a lot of sense to me. And then we have, oh boy, we've got, yeah, this is not going so great. Oh yeah, and then 2 weeks ago we had Evan Medeiros on stream, and boy, he brought up this Bitcoin monthly chart, changed my mind live on stream, and kudos to the Bitcoin monthly bulls. Look at that. It's still hanging in there. It's recovered the 90K area. That's a big Fibonacci extension area. Uh, it's hanging tough. Looking pretty good here. I know I'm not bearish. And moving on. Oh, we've got Coinbase. Look at that guy. Oh man, I'll tell you what. This is why I'm a terrible follow on social media. I don't even bother like trying to be a good follow anymore. I think it was Monday, right? And Bitcoin was starting to break out, and you're like, okay, that's good. Why the hell is Coinbase red? It was red. It was like, what is this? What is wrong with this piece of shit? Are they involved in some sort of like Epstein type shenanigans? Whatever's going on here, don't know. But by Tuesday morning, you're like, wait a minute. The price action stabilized Monday in the afternoon, and then it broke out Tuesday morning, and then I was long. Within 24 hours, completely changed my mind, completely changed my tune, don't even give a shit. And, that's just kind of where it's at. Like, so yeah, do not follow me on the social media. And then we've got MicroStrategy. Look at that. Has this thing bottomed out? Did this thing bottom out just the second that Saylor stopped cut back on the purchases? Did this thing just bottom? Right at the 200 day. There's definitely some resistance around here, right? And maybe it'll chop around, dip back down a little bit, but man, pretty promising look. And then you've got Marathon Digital Holdings. I don't know if that's a miner or whatever it is. It's a Bitcoin proxy, is what it is. Look at that. That had that nice little move. You can still, at this point, look to buy a dip and trade it versus this 12 area. That's a nice little fake breakdown there, right? Yeah, looking good there. And then, all right, moving to the broad market, we've got the S&P 500 intraday so far still stuck under that March low resistance kind of area. And I think the bigger takeaway here is this is a pretty well-defined range at this point. You got 5,100 on the downside, well, just about 5,500 on the upside here. Ooh, intraday RSI print 6666. That's an indicator, isn't it? But no, the big takeaway for me is you had this panic low post tariffs, and then now we're just like a nice little range there. Just early stage action in theory. In theory, so the kind of structure leads you to believe that we got something to work with here. And then we've got high beta versus low vol. Yeah, let's try to zoom that one out a little bit. It's yeah, this is a major low. I don't have the right chart setting on it, but major low, that should be a good floor. But again, kind of in no man's land, but we can expect it to just like the rest of the market kind of persist a little bit and hang in there. And we do have some tailwinds when you look at NASDAQ smoothed breadth, the NASDAQ McClellan summation ratio. That's, look at that nice little comeback since the middle of the month. Nice little bull cross there in the MACD. That's just advanced decline data, over a period of days, over time. And you love to see that thing get some buy signals. It hasn't been the cleanest indicator over the past even the past half year, really, but you still take the signal, you still accept it because long run, it will tend to pay. Of course, if China takes Taiwan, all bets are off. And we still have credit spreads. Look at that. Nice little dip in the credit spreads lately. But, still bigger picture, you could argue they're still set up for higher in time. It's just, we don't know yet. We don't know how much U.S. is backing off. We don't know how much U.S. wants to play ball or China wants to play ball versus, tighten the screws and all that fun stuff. So we'll see. Oh, going backwards. And we're still going backwards. Interesting. Oh, there's the high beta versus low vol chart. Yeah, you can see long-term area right there. Look at that. Nice little predictable spot to bottom. Yeah, can probably persist up a little bit from here. Doesn't have to, but it could. But then longer term, we don't know about that. We don't know about that a few months down the road. And yeah, we've got SPY versus TLT, stock versus bonds here. Look at that thing. Yeah, still just kind of chopping around an old high area, old pivot zone, 200-day kind of in play there. And is that maybe it's a bigger head and shoulders top that's developing? Maybe. You put the tariffs on, you slow the economic activity, and then the Fed's like, screw you guys, could be. And everyone wants to know, hey, is this time to bail on the U.S.? And I would say maybe. The old hedge there, the hedge life. But no, yeah, for now, big breakout, big recovery in the developed markets versus U.S. We'll see if that's a blow off, but we're talking, this is EFA. So it's like your Japan, I think it's Japan, Australia, all those boring, countries, all the boring countries could be in good shape here. We'll have to keep an eye on this in the next couple of weeks. And then we're looking at the long-term trends, the 1-quarter trend versus the 52-week trend in emerging markets versus the S&P 500. Boy, that's a nice little comeback lately. It kind of seems like it's going to, break higher here. It could, but it hasn't yet. And then, yeah, again, NASDAQ 100, lots of support around, kind of a big area here. It's the same thing as S&P 500 though, right? Nice little box range. You break the box higher, that would be good. And then, oh boy, the gold miners. Another reason to not even bother following me. Last week on the show, I'm like, yeah, I'm shorting gold miners. And then, you get a couple days of weakness and you just take the trade and you run, right? But if we zoom out on the gold and silver and all these things, I mean, clearly a nice 4 or 5 year breakout there, right? Nice. And it's working the right side of this base. But then you look back to the great financial crisis period, 2011, all that, it's just a lot. It's a lot of resistance. A lot of people, you've got sellers, you got a lot of people like me who are like, hey, you don't really have claims on that gold in the Congo. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you got relationships with them? Yeah. Okay. We'll see. But, bigger picture, still an uptrend. Still, we're looking for pullbacks to buy. And then, yeah, GDX, more of the same, right? You're looking at 44, 45, a better entry area, you know. Uh, but kind of right now at the moment, kind of no man's land. But again, kind of trending up, a lot of resistance in play over time. A few of these names we do like. Just, be patient, put them on a list, pick your spots, right? Ooh, and then today, a big headline out in American Airlines. They pulled their guidance. Oh no, that's so scary, right? Well, not really. The stocks had major support here, and then now Trump's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't blow up the global economy for, you know, whatever, whatever reason, ego. Yeah, so I don't know. I might put on a little long here versus say 9. That looks kind of good, right? Just for even for a trade. Yeah, I mean, you got a nice little reference area. You could use 850 as your reference. You can use 905 ish, whatever. Just this kind of zone, just for a little bounce. It could be. Although I don't know. I mean, airlines are famous for being like the worst industry in the world, and it is kind of a you know tough place to be these days. Um, And then next up, ASML. Ooh, big news out of China. They don't need the UEV lithography machine. Boy, I say that 5 times fast, huh? But yeah, China doesn't need their machines, apparently. Well, we're about to find out. It's hanging in here, right around this long-term pivot area, kind of the election kind of low area, kind of recovered that. We'll see if we get another push here. Could be a good long area, but we're not there yet. Ah, yes. And then everyone wants to know, is the U.S. exceptionalism over? That's the dollar, right? But is the brand is destroyed, they say. Well, BlackRock will be the one to find out about that because they have their fingers in everything across the globe, right? Like World Economic Forum, except for maybe a little less cringe. Yeah, so we'll see if it can recover that 975-ish zone from that 2021 high. Oh, and then yeah, another Bitcoin. Yeah, we were looking at the Bitcoin, and a couple weeks ago it was all like, whoa, what is this? Bearish consolidation breakdown, right? Consolidation breakdown, but then this 88K area, that's the one we're watching now. Yeah, it looks pretty good as long as any dip would hold above 88. We kind of like it. We kind of like it a lot. And, oh boy, going backwards again. Coinbase, yeah, already talked about that. DoorDash. Let's go DoorDash. Man, is the consumer as broke as everyone says? Yeah, I don't know. That held the 200-day pretty well there, didn't it? And now we've got a pretty clear, well-defined trend. You got a lot of toppy tails here, a lot of sellers in the 190s. So you get this thing through, say, 195, 205, you're like, oh, wait, nope, this is all just a bad dream, and it's on to the next one. And then Google earnings are tonight, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I would say it's held up pretty well, like right where it's had to so far, right? Very, very good action given Mag 7 lagging gold miners by 70% year to date. I would say this is, holding up well, looking fine for now. Oh, and then who isn't buying a little EM growth right now? I mean, Southeast Asia, isn't that where we all want to be, right? Maybe move there, maybe buy some stocks. Anyways, I've been talking about this grab for a long time. I've owned it since this breakout in October, basically. And you can see, look at that, in the height of the tariff panic. Look at that giant give back. Oh my God. But I'll tell you what, that broader structure, that recovery so far, it's great. It's great. I own it. I'm sure rotation research clients own it. So yeah, totally biased. But I mean, that seems to be pretty great, and you can shoot against maybe four, 390. I mean, it's the everything app. So bullish apps. And then look at Robinhood. Man, what a leader this thing was, right? I mean, if you wanted a hint that the market was it was improving, it wasn't as bad as everyone feared. You had that little top look, that little breakdown at the 200 day, and then boom, no moss, son, and it look at that, yeah, held up. Seems fine, right? And then I threw a home builder in here just for the hell of it. Yeah, KB Homes. We've been talking about this one before on the old Stock Show podcast, and maybe on here before as well. And yeah, I mean, these things are trading at like what, 10 times earnings maybe. Let's take a quick look at the PE, which I mean, PE matters. It might matter these days, unless they're just going to QE the shit out of it. Then never mind. But they might not QE the shit out of it. Yeah, 6.5 PE on KB Homes. Again, I said it before, say it again. People look and they're like, oh, look at that low PE. And when the whole entire market is trading at like 19, 20 times earnings, and the earnings are, you know, people will flock to 6 and 7. And then, this might be my favorite chart of the month, Morgan Stanley. Yeah, you know, just this weekend, you get the media and their takes, and they're like, oh, this is the worst month for the market ever, and it's the end of days and all the things. And look at this monthly stick shaping up in Morgan Stanley, recovering the tech bubble high, the 2021 high. We can just hang in there a few more days above 110. Look at that thing, looking good. So yeah, on a monthly closing basis, use that 110 as a reference, and might have a sweet entry there long term. And Netflix. Oh man, let me tell you. I mean, was this not the first hint? Netflix taking out 1K. Was that not the first hint that things were getting better, right? Because Monday you had that little fake move above, and but no, Tuesday morning when that you know gapped over or ran over 1,000, it was like, oh shit, I got to put some long exposure on, because I mean that was some pretty good selling. But no, look at that, new all-time highs today. Nice clean bear. It didn't even test the 200-day moving average. I don't know what else people want to see, right? It's great. Ooh, and then ServiceNow today. Yeah, I listened to that call this morning. They were AI. The AI is making our you know our operating expenses lower. People want to buy our AI agents, all of the things, and that's basically what's up. Like if you're telling businesses, hey, guess what, guys? Tons of inflation coming at you. Good luck. Your profitability is screwed. They are just scrambling to, beat the competition, because that's what this is. It's just another challenge for businessmen to overcome. And you throw some challenges at them, they're like, let's go. But yeah, I don't know how you chase it here. And even into this low, right? The low gave you a nice bull divergence there, right there at the 2021 high area. I mean, but at this point, I don't know. Because you do have plenty of sellers above, but bigger structure looks good, but maybe not at the moment. And then Nvidia. Yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think about the Nvidia here? I'm looking at it, and I mean, obviously, I was using this pivot line, and we're still kind of whatever dancing around that. That's more like a median price line at this point. And then like mid 90s though, look at that, mid 90s, a nice little area to shoot against. So I think we got to kind of change our tactics a little bit and use that 95 maybe. I think 95 is the new reference point we care about. 115 on the upside. I still struggle to see how this is going to resolve positively. But you know what solves that? It going up daily for like 3 months, and then you're like, oh, never mind, it's great. It's great. Ooh, and then this is one I'm watching right now, the Quantum. Shout out to the Options Squad, calling out all sorts of uh, call buyers in the space yesterday, like Wall Street Jesus. What up, Jesus? He's the man. You should give him a follow, definitely. They do great work there. And yeah, this 50-day moving average in Rigetti, kind of interesting spot. We'll see. 975 is the prior high. It's the high today. Uh, I bought some just for let's see how risk on we're talking here with this little market move. Uh, and if you look at a lot of these quantum stocks, they still have open gaps up at January levels, and this one Rigetti is 1830. Uh, we'll see. You need a lot of things to break your way, and it might not. It might go horribly from here, but if it does, like 975, that's definitely the reference point I'm watching for like another ad spot or, and then on the downside, I'm using the 8-day moving average. That's not on this chart. The 8-day EMA on a closing basis. And then, oh boy, Tesla's holding up still. Elon's going home. They've had enough. They've had enough of Elon. He's had enough. Oh man, can you imagine how much wealth he's lost? What is that, 488 to 215? Ugh, that's a lot of money. But, hangs in there. And boy, I'll tell you what, homie was a lot more sober about the Optimus on the earnings call. Oh, he's like, well, it's first, a year ago, he's like, you should see 2025. It's the year of Optimus. And now he's like, oh, well, it's, people have never built the supply chain. The supply chain doesn't even exist yet. So maybe it's like a 2029 thing. So it's like, if you want to be bullish on the robotics, well, he just reset the timeline for you, just killed expectations while it's still holding up technically on the monthly. Nice little nice kind of candle here on the shaping up for this month. And yeah, I think a lot of people will be watching this monthly range. And if you break above 285 and it holds, well, damn, that gets interesting to some people, no doubt. And then, oh boy, Viking Therapeutics. Now, I don't do the due diligence on this thing. I know they had earnings. I know we've got this nice little technical level here in the mid 20s, right? Oh, look at that, 2018 high, 2023 high, and I know they're like, what is it, a weight loss pill? Like, okay, cool, weight loss pill. I remember when we used to get these things at GNC. Does anyone remember Stecker 2? No, Stecker 2? Okay. Anyways, freaking A. It holds up here. So mid 20s, kind of an entry area. I don't know. If you have to really go to a pharmaceutical company to get some amphetamines, I guess you do. I guess you do. And I think, oh, we got one more here. Freaking semis, socks. Yeah, interesting level, right? Long term, this is the 200-week moving average that we just bottomed off of, 3,700. And yeah, looks good. But also you've got plenty of selling above, what is that, 4,300, 4,250, something like that. You're gonna have sellers there. So we'll see how that goes. But yeah, I think you need to be pretty positive for now. Oh, look at that, just taking out a new high, 5% on the day. We love to see it. We love to see it. Let's see if we got any individual components popping here. No, not really. But the quantum at the top of the chips list. Fabrinet. Okay, let's get into a few charts here. Let's try to get into some here. Fabrinet. Let's see what we've got here. They were an NVIDIA supplier, unless they're getting phased out in a new generation. Yeah, nice little test of the 200-week there a couple weeks ago, and now it's kind of a rounding top look to it. Not bad, not bad. I would say give it some time, let it pop higher. Let's see what else we have here. Ooh, ARM Holdings. ARM Holdings. I heard there's some call buyers out. This morning. Okay, big range, a lot of selling above. They could be washed out at this point, right? But like for me, missed the trade. You can say, hey, no, it's just taking out 110 and shoot against that 109, 110 on a closing basis. You could. All right, and then we've got low vol lagging today. We love to see it. Let's look at low vol because I don't think we want to mess with any of the safety trade. But you look at Zin, oh man, that is not a safety trade, right? It is a growth trade. And that 160 area is a big level, big extension target area. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't chase it, but can't deny it either, right? It's pretty strong. All right, let's look at that low volatility. Yeah, I mean, It's all wedged up, that's for sure. I think, huh, I don't know. What do you guys think? Anybody have any thoughts on low vol? I'm not messing with it. Not in this tape. Not now. Not after we've already had a hell of a decline, right? All right. What is trending on Stocktwits today? We've got, what is this Cantor Equity? What is this thing? Is this Lutnick? Is this Lutnick spec? Oh boy. Yeah, no, I think he's on the out, if I'm being honest. This dude's about to get canned, kicked out of the administration. They're about to give him the Navarro, right? Like, Navarro, does he even exist anymore? What happened to him? Locked him up or something? Lutnick, where's he at? I think he's not too far behind. The way he's been running his mouth, he's been severely damaging the administration's credibility. So be careful there. Oh, and then we've got Cardano. What up, Cardano? Look at this thing. Now, I heard from a little birdie, aka producer Keith, that they like to build on Cardano. I don't know. That looks pretty good. Pretty good. You get a, yeah, that's bullish momentum structure right there. So, you know, hanging in there. Clearly, the chartists are like, what are you talking about at this point? But overall momentum structure, hanging tough. Probably going to be some sellers above, but, you know, you get a little push further from here. You got to see a little bit push further from here, but, you know, looking pretty good. And then, let's see. Ooh, Soundhound. Let's take a peek at the Soundhound. Yeah, nice little recovery of the 200-day. Let's see if we've got this. I think we got another long-term look here. It's definitely one of the top squeeze candidates. They still have a bunch of shorts. Yeah, look at that monthly chart. 2022. Oh my God. Look at that. Held up right where it had to. Nice, freaking perfect little bottom spot this month. Look at that. Hell yeah. So, you know, I'm not going to say the squeeze is on, but the squeeze is on. What do we have? How much short interest do we have here? 32% shorts. Like, all it takes is a tweet, right? All it takes is one more tweet. Holy shit. Yeah, so you could have a nice little bottom here. We could just get on with our AI bubble and have a nice little go at it. Yeah. So definitely keep that one on your radar if you're not already in it. And then we've got Celestica. Let's see if we've got Celestica in the old chart book. Pop that guy up because that was a hell of a stock for such a long time. Let's just make it happen. Yeah, so that 88 level has been huge. We'll see going back to like, yeah, look at 87. 87, the big tech bubble peak, right? Back above it this week. Pretty interesting move. Good reference point. You move it in on the daily. 50-day moving average here. Could see some more sellers. We don't really know what exactly is up with all these hyperscalers, but you know, generally fears are overblown at this point, I'm assuming. That's what we should be assuming at least. And then let's see, who had earnings this morning? Ooh, Freeport, copper. What's going on in copper and gold Freeport? That is it. That has been a hell of a stock. Oh man, look at that comeback. It does not know what it wants, but the trend is lower. Bears are kind of in control here. Get the weekly. Yeah, well, we could say it's big range, right? Big box range, 25 to 52 maybe, something like that. But, you know, still a downtrend here. And then, oh, Carpenter Steel. You don't know Carpenter Steel? Why not? Why not? They're a titanium producer. That's right. They changed their name to Carpenter Tech because they're titanium. Anyways, look at this thing. Look at this guy, this long-term breakout here. Look at that thing. Oh, look at that, 15-year base. Yeah, so they're in the aerospace supply chain, defense supply chain, and they've been, yeah, booming like crazy, building like crazy, increasing capacity. I don't know. We were talking about it in rotation report premium. 165 is your reference area, low 160s. Shoot against that, and we don't know if it's going to break higher or not, but it's in a firm position at this point. And then, ooh, United Rentals. That's a big one. It was having a nice day earlier. Look at that. Oh, man, look at that. It's not dead yet, right? Industrials. Yeah, we're building. Get over it. Get over it, libs. We're building. Yeah, still a downtrend, right? Who knows? Who knows? But for now, and pretty impressive. Well, you can say actually at this point it's just a gap fill from Liberation Day times. So we'll keep an eye on that 650 area, something like that, 660. You'll want to see it through there, but longer term, you know, nothing really there for me. But having a nice day today, no doubt. Ooh, Whirlpool, let's go. Yeah, Jesus, look at this thing. Look at that thing. Well, yeah, pass. Downtrends, too many downtrends. Some support around, too many downtrends. Let's see how Macau's report went. Okay, yes, the money laundering. It's not dead yet. Not dead yet. Ooh, major support zone. It's a lot like Whirlpool, except for funner, I guess. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. Could be a good trade there, but not for me. And Chipotle. Oh, they said, surprise, the consumer's a little weak. Who would have thunk? Yeah, but it traded higher today. Interesting. You got the falling 50-day there. Yeah, another one where it's like, okay, we get the bull case, we get maybe the bearishness is overdone, but also like mid 40s, low 40s, that kind of stands out. Maybe you get one more drop in this thing. That'd be kind of the perfect scenario. One more panic in the market. Maybe S&P 500 goes to 4,600 ish, and you're good to go there. All right, let's see what else is trending today on the old stock tits. Uh, Paramount Global. What do we have here? Oh, that's a nice coil. Boy, that has coiled up, right? Yeah. If anyone wants to take it first 10, you can't really blame them. You can't really blame them. But I don't know. I don't get it. I don't get it. Isn't that a streaming service? No. No, thank you. No, thank you. But I guess, if you want the, safe, not dependent on the economy, there you go. Ooh, Pepsi, they reported, right? Down 5% today, new lows. Look at this thing. How the hell? Oh, they're killing people when consumer staple stock is at 52-week lows at this point. Holy shit. Wow, don't eat those Doritos, boys. Holy fuck. Yeah. If it doesn't recover like 138, 140, yeah, sell that thing, right? Sell that rip. Oh my God. Pony AI. I'll tell you what, you want a good trading stock. Yeah, get you some China AI in your life, right? Look at that thing. It had a nice breakout in February, and then it didn't. And then it didn't. Oh my God. Look at that decline. Massive volume coming in these last couple of days. Who the hell even knows what's going on here? I think they claim to be autonomous, AI, autonomous driving tech. I think that's that one. Maybe that's not them. Let's take a quick peek here. Whatever, do they claim to be it? Are they actually it? Who knows? Who knows? Yeah, artificial intelligence-based robot designed for autonomous driving. Sure, sure. All right, whatever. Yeah, I don't know. Good trading stock. You gotta be nimble there though, no doubt. And then Texas Instruments. Oh, Texas Instruments plus 666. So stay away from that one. Doge. Oh my God, Doge. Oh, let's go to a better one. ASTS Space Mobile. Okay. Yeah. Need a little more here. Need a little more here. Don't hate the concept, right? Still probably highly shorted. What's the short interest on this bad boy? 30%. Guessing 30. What do we have? 29.5. Let's go. Okay. Uh, you know, you got this pivot. Look at that pivot. Oh yeah. Bang. Pivot. But now your stop's like 20. So, probably just wait for the break of 25 and then hope you can find a level like intraday or something intraday that like or a moving average or something to trade on that's above the 25 area or around the 25 area. Wait for that and then hope for the best from there, right? All right. What else we have here today? Oh, MP Materials. Ooh, no. Can we all agree no? Can we agree that this trade's over at this point? Like, the rare earths, they're so rare, except for they're not. You know, okay, last couple days, people have been buying against that pre-news gap. They're in the 22s. I guess that's your stop area at this point. And man, it's a choppy, messy deal there. You're probably going to catch a headline, right? If there hasn't been another headline, maybe that's what's going on today. But if there's another headline coming, let's see. Did we get a headline? I don't see it. Do not see a headline. Let's try again. No. Well, there's an X post, something about maybe being in the GOP uh, next plan, tax plan or whatever. Huh. Yeah, that could be another sell the news type of rip there or news event whenever that hits. But anyways, not a big fan at this point. I feel like largely the trade's over, but hey, I think that's another 18% short interest. Could be some room there. Could have that headline, but at that for me, we were playing this like last August, right? Like this, waiting for the headline that came last week, and or 2 weeks ago, whenever. It's kind of done at this point for us. Summit Therapeutics, man. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think about this summit? It's this biotech, but they license like a Chinese drug. But the drug just the other day, caught some phase 2 data. That's kind of interesting, right? They say this is like, oh, one of the best cancer drugs, man's ever seen. Uh, the price action last month kind of trades like it, right? I mean, this is it's a China play, right? But it's a U.S. company, or I think it's U.S. But anyways, very interesting leadership type of name. It's pretty amazing how this thing has just ripped all the way to new highs in just this month, right? And let's take a look at some biotech relative strength, see how that's going. Probably not great. What do you think? Yeah, nice recovery over the last month. And I've said before, I'll say it again, this administration is not anti-science as most people think. And they're actually pretty little wild with their views on gene therapy and all that. So, definitely on the lookout for more biotech winners like a Summit because, I think the conditions are pretty ripe for them. And then, you love to see it. Staples, worst group. Again, Staples lagging. Nobody wants these overpriced Staples. Let's take a look at old Costco. How's Costco trading? Actually hanging in there. Wow. You'd think people would be distributing them, but not yet. All right. I think we've hit on most of everything we wanted to talk about today. Let's take a look at banks. Oh, the banks. JP Morgan, what do you got? Not bad. Not bad. Could be worse. Shaping up. Recovered the 200-day. Shoot against the 220. 220 or so. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. You love to see America's best bank acting like that. And then commodities. That's a big talking point at this point. Yeah, look at that. DBC. I don't know. Fake breakdown. Looks kind of interesting. Fake break of the 20.5, 2090. Probably everyone's calling for stagflation. Is that what's going on here? Beats me. Beats me. But yeah, it makes sense. Like on a valuation basis, most of your commodity stocks are pretty cheap. Let's look at Warren Buffett's Oxy. Who do you think's been buying down here at 35? Who is it? It's Chamath, right? Yeah, no. So, you got that bid in there around 35, and if it gets back down there, maybe takes out 34, just a minor new low, that gets kind of interesting. But I think Buffett's down there buying. I think he's buying, and I kind of like that area longer term. So if we get it back down there, I'll probably be buying some Oxy as well for the just long term. And then let's see. What's the worst stock we could think of today? Ooh, not a lot of red today. Not a lot of red today outside of Staples, Airlines. Ooh, yeah. Where is this red at? That's nice. The worst country is just not trading. South Korea plus 2% or 0.2%. Not bad. Not bad. Vietnam. Oh, that's a fun one. What do we think about Vietnam? Are they not positioned well to be? Ooh, all right, 200 day there, but you had that fake break of the 11 area, not too shabby. And then we've got Argentina. Everybody loves the chainsaw. Malay and his chainsaw, yeah. It looks a lot better on him than your Elon, right? Yeah. Uh, Man, people love Argentina. They came right back for it. We'll see. This 89, 90, obviously, huge area, big longer term target area. This Vistra Energy, this is about, their shale down there is about their best, right? It's the best thing they've got going for them. Look at that accumulation this month. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Less today, less this week, but, lower. Definitely aggressive buyers down there. You'll love to see it. But now this is where it gets interesting in the countries. Freaking Poland. Look at Poland. Look at that move. Right off the 200 day, just a rip to a 52-week high. And then we zoom it out. It's like, whoa, whoa, we are decade highs already. You know, kind of interesting. Don't know what to make of that shit, if I'm being completely honest. Ooh, Intel earnings tonight. What up, rookie retailer? Yeah, fucking A. Fucking A. Actually. So Intel's interesting, right? They fired the CEO and then they brought in a guy from Taiwan Semi to do the same exact thing. They realized, the plan is good, but new CEO, yeah, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Here against this 18 and a half, 19, I think if we think semis are bottoming, and they could be. I mean, there's a lot of supply up here, and there's going to be sellers in the mid 25s, but you love to see that floor there in the 18s because, like, I think for the most part, all the investors down here in this area, they're like, all right, we love your plan. We love your plan. U.S. based foundry. You've got the acumen to do it. If you can turn it around, you just gotta do it. And then they fired this old CEO out of nowhere, and that just shook everyone's confidence. And there's co-CEOs, and it was a nightmare. But no, you get the new guy in there from Taiwan Semi, and hard to not like it. Surely he's going to cut some deals with TSM, right? Surely they're going to work together. So yeah, I don't have a position, and I'm not going to buy it ahead of earnings, but highly optimistic. And if you have it versus that 18, so, I mean, that 18 area, you love to see it. You love to see it. But man, long term, they are challenged. Ain't no way around it. But for now, you love what you're seeing. All right. And let's see what else we've got here. IPOs. What's going on in recent IPO land? Astera Labs. Let's go. You'll love to see it. You'll love to see it. Plus 8%. Yeah, still some sellers around here. Going to be some more sellers, even with some more strength. The valuation on this thing is insane. I think there's, people are concerned at this point. Are they going to lose some NVIDIA business? And they might. They might. Because NVIDIA is they're switching up their architecture and their chips. And moving forward, they're going to have, they announced deals with this like Coherent, right? Which, if we zoom out on this Coherent, look at that thing. Holding the 200-week moving average. That 50 area was good. I think, rotation research clients are long, but hey, for good reason. Great area there against 50. And messy longer term, but you love to see it holding this 200-week. And Lumentum, they're cousins, right? Kind of the same deal, except for Lumentum it's always been a little weaker. It's just been a little weaker for whatever reason. So we'll see if there's any big footprints in Coherent today. They were saying Druckenmiller's out there buying tech stocks today with leaps and all that. So let's see if there's anything in Coherent. No, they're focusing on these whale stocks, your Amazons and Googles and that. Yeah, damn, the Amazon. Let's take a quick peek at Amazon before we jet out of here. Below the 200-day, holding up. It could be looking better, right? I mean, the whole China tariff thing is a nightmare. This 180s, it's a big area, right? Not for me. We want, to be really selective with our Mag 7 exposure, to put it mildly. Netflix, okay, Google, Apple's hanging in there. Think Apple's hanging in there. Yeah, holds up above 200 still. We got that ahead of earnings next week. I'm assuming earnings are next week. And yeah, so I'm on about half of the Mag 7 maybe. About half at this point. AMD, is AMD Mag 7? Who knows? Who knows? Who cares? Yeah, still a downtrend, still a struggle. But we'll see how it goes. But anyways, thanks everyone for tuning in today. And, thanks for checking out the stream. And y'all have a great day.